147-76. Lobos win their opener by 71 points over Northern New Mexico. Jeff Zimbieta in for Robert Portnoy tonight, alongside all-time Lobo legend Hunter Green. 136 was the former record for points in a game for New Mexico, so the Lobos set a new record, break that by 11 points. A lot of first tonight. First game in Dream Style Arena, and the first game for head coach Paul Weir, who joins us for the coach's comments. You've got to be satisfied. Obviously, the defense was really good, and you keep everything in perspective. Hunter and I thought the key was, the defense was great, but you made shots tonight.
We did, and thankfully we did that in our last scrimmage as well. We shot the ball really well and had a very similar offensive game there too. Like I just said in the press conference, if we could just get 2 of those to go down against BYU, I'd be feeling a lot better right now. And that's what we brought these guys here for. They're all good shooters. They shoot that day every day in practice. The BYU game, I'm hoping, was just a very big anomaly. Will we shoot the ball exactly like this every night? Probably not. But this is what they're here to do.
Yeah, it's fun basketball to watch, especially when you look at the stats. You say 40 assists on 55 attempts. I mean, that's just you're shooting the ball well. I mean, and what that says is they're moving the ball, and guys are getting in better positions to score at a higher percentage.
You're so right. We spend a lot of time, and we've talked about in public too, just our culture and our teamwork and our unselfishness. And I think this style of play lends itself to that more, not only defensively, but hopefully offensively as well. When I sold Sam on kind of his role with the team, it was going to be kind of having him there and just surrounding him with shooters, and that's what we've been able to do. And the vision of what we wanted to be offensively is real. We have to fine tune it. We have to refine it. There's going to be teams that counter it, and we have to keep coaching and getting better. But this is what we plan to do. This is the team we designed to put together. I was very fortunate that 2 or 3 players decided to kind of move on in addition to the ones that are already moving on, and allowed us to bring in more players that fit this style. So instead of this being like a segue year of like half the team that fits the style and half the team that doesn't, we have every single player here for a reason that fits it, and it's allowed us to really accelerate our curve, I think, and be better earlier than maybe people anticipated.
You talked about one of the keys being your style, and you were able to impose your style. There was times, I think it was after the halftime, in the second half, where there was like a little lull, and when as fans, we look at the scoreboard and we think, but you're saying push, attack offensively.
Exactly.
And that, I guess that's your style, and you want to continue working.
We talk about it all the time. It is a game of runs. When we play this way, it's going to be a game of runs. We have to accept that. You're not going to outscore everyone this way every time all game long. They're going to break a press twice in a row. They're going to do something twice in a row. You make an adjustment. You make a move here and there, and then we adjust. So, it is what it is, and it's I'm really thankful I have a group of young guys that have committed to this and committed to me and each other, because they've just bought in so much quicker than maybe another group of kids would have, and I'm very thankful for that.
It's the post-game coach's comments. Paul Weir's first victory as the University of New Mexico head coach. They beat Northern New Mexico 147-76. So when you go back to coach tomorrow, how do you put it in perspective, understanding who you played and knowing it's going to get tougher on Tuesday and Friday?
Yeah, no, we're right into Omaha. So, we just gave them scouting reports now to get ready for our next game. We get in tomorrow, we get back to work, and we just get ready for our next game. It's a one day at a time philosophy here. There's not a lot of big picture global thinking. We need to do the best we can do today, and then we'll do the same thing tomorrow and the next day, and hopefully compound those on one another.
Coach, you were able to work on a number of things, including lineups and matches, and Mathis playing the point guard.
Yep.
But you weren't really able to work on half court. How do you prepare for half court in the upcoming games? Because that may be a situation you may be facing.
It's a challenge we've had, because honestly, we didn't have to do it against BYU either. It's just the way we're playing. Teams are taking those quick shots, and it's turning into that game. But you're right. That's why we talked about, the last 8 or 9 minutes, we just went back to half court to try and work on our half court defense. And that's where, we do need work. There's no doubt about it. The question is someone going to break our press, stop, and run their offense? And we haven't had that yet.
Yeah.
So when we finally play a team that does, then you're right. Now we'll struggle with those lack of reps. Omaha's a team that plays very fast. They shoot it, I think, tempo last year. They were right up there. So they're going to just play probably the exact same way. So We're just going to have to take it game by game. It's new for me, too, working with these guys and working through all this. I've played on teams that defensively pressured. I've never put the two together like this. This is, and I'm by no means I'm going to compare it, but this is Rick Pitino-esque as far as the pressure and the threes. The pressure and the threes. There are teams that do the pressure, like Bob Huggins of West Virginia, but they don't do it with the threes. There's teams that do the threes, they don't do it with the pressure. This combination of pressure and threes is just, it's different, and it's new to me too, and we're working through it together as a team.
8 guys in double figures. Joe had 9. You do it all without Connor in the lineup tonight. Hunter used the word interchangeable, and I don't know how it seems like right now McNeil's your floor general, but Jackson could run the point. You had Mathis out there. How interchangeable do you feel all the different players are?
Yeah, I just said it in the press conference. I've been in so many games like this, and you guys have probably called many games like this. It's a 30-point game. The subs come in. It's a 15-point game by the end. Yeah. You go into the game, it's a 40-point game. It finishes 20. The great thing about our team is when we go, it doesn't change. They are really interchangeable, and that's what we wanted to be. I didn't want to have the best player on the court. We don't have a single player as an All-Mountain West selection, but I wanted to beat you 6 through 11, 8 through 11, 5 through 11, 4 through 11, whatever it happens to be, and that's what we've started to grow. And by these guys getting these minutes every game, McQuatch, Vlad, Joe, whatever, they're getting better at a more rapid rate than they would have if we only play 8 and they play 2 minutes when it doesn't matter.
Coach, we looked at the stats and actually had a hard time picking player of the game.
Yeah.
And I know that's not your style to pick out a particular player, but talk about one particular player, the play of one particular player. Not necessarily, McNeil, because he had 24 points and 10 assists, but
in 23 minutes.
In 23 minutes, but maybe
the two that I had are probably the freshmen. With Connor going down, like I told you earlier on the radio show, they have to play, and they're going to have to play meaningful minutes until Connor is back, and hopefully Connor gets back soon. But even when he does come back, there's going to be a process for him too to get caught back up with the speed and the tempo. And those 2 freshmen have been absolutely terrific. McQuatch has had a pretty rough preseason learning this style, learning our conditioning, learning how hard it is. And about a week ago, he really started to turn a corner and get his legs under him. And Vlad has improved as much as any guy I've ever had in the last 3 months. I mean, when he first got here, he was struggling. He had struggled catching the ball, finishing, everything. And he's coming along too. And to have 2 really good freshmen like that, grooming and coming along, is extremely encouraging for me, and I hope for them too.
All right, go enjoy this one, or get on to UNO, whichever one you're going to do.
We're on it. Omaha.
Congratulations. Your first win as a Lobo coach is in the books, 147-76, and Nebraska Omaha will be in the pit on Tuesday. Congratulations.
Thanks, man.
Good to see you. So, coach's comments.
And happy Veterans Day, man. My poppy flower kept coming out. That's a Canadian thing. It's Remembrance Day in Canada.
Is that right?
We remember all the military that have fallen, and on Remembrance Day you wear a poppy flower.
Okay.
And it took me a while to find one today, and I had it wearing, but it kept falling out, and eventually
You know what it is? It kept falling because it's a Canadian-made suit you're wearing.
Yeah. See you guys.
See ya.
Paul Weir, after his first victory as the UNM head coach, 147-76. Bank of the West continues its commitment as the Lobos' 3-point basket sponsor, and following the game will make a donation to Special Olympics New Mexico. For more than 20 years, Bank of the West has contributed over $100,000 to Special Olympics of New Mexico as part of its proud commitment to Lobo athletics. We'll wrap it up when we come back. Lobos were winners tonight, 147-76. You're listening to Lobo Basketball from Learfield Casino.